For over 2 decades, Suquamish tribal member Joshua George has dived into the emerald waters of the Salish Sea, looking for an unusually phallic clam that's coveted thousands of miles away. George is a geoduck diver. Pronounced gooey-duck, the world's largest burrowing clam has been harvested in tidelands by George's indigenous ancestors in the Pacific Northwest since before Europeans arrived. But the escalating trade war between the US and China is now crippling an entire industry that hand harvests geoducks, leaving Washington state divers without work, Seattle exporters without business, and Chinese aficionados with fewer of these prized clams. Enter the geoduck, weighing about 2 pounds and so entrenched in local culture that it is the mascot for Evergreen State College in Olympia. The meaty mollusk is best described as sweet and briny, and it's often sliced raw for crisp sashimi out west, while China consumers prefer it chewy in stir-fries or hot pot soups. Pre-tariff costs were as high as $100 per pound in restaurants, so it's a dish generally reserved for special occasions like Chinese New Year, or to celebrate a business gathering. The millions of pounds of geoducks shipped annually to China come from 2 main sources: wild harvests on tracts of seafloor that are split between the Washington State Department of Natural Resources and Puget Sound Treaty Indian tribes, and tideland farms. The state's share is auctioned to private exporters that often hire contract divers to harvest them. On a recent April day, George's team made a quick trip to collect a handful of the clams for state lab testing. Austin said he expects there will be 2.75 million pounds of Canadian geoducks harvested in 2025, worth approximately 60 million Canadian dollars, 43.4 million USD in revenue. On their first week back to work since the tariff fight brought business to a standstill in Washington state, Derek McRae and his brother pulled up about 800 pounds of wild geoducks in just one April day. He donned a full-body diving outfit with an oxygen line tethered to his boat to dive under the cold waters of an inland sea channel west of Seattle. Kneeled on the seafloor, McRae used a water spray gun to move the sand covering the geoducks. In the cloud of sediment, he felt for the neck with his hand, pulling the clam and stuffing it in a net attached to him.